Okay, I'm Mike Snyder. I'm the new cross-country coach this year, taking over for Coach Dan Conger. I'm very excited to take over this group of ladies and gentlemen here. They've got a lot of talent. They have some lofty goals this year. First, I want to introduce my right-hand help here, Coach Dave Siebert. Volunteer coach Tarkington Newman or Tark. And coach Ryan Sion. So I'm fortunate to have some very good help. What I'd like to do is have the team introduce themselves and hold your applause until they're all done, or it'll take a while. So here they are.
Rachel Hoffman, senior. Lydia Weiss, junior. Maria Martouche, freshman. Tracy Biddle, freshman. Claire Isaac, junior. Christina Berry, junior. Emily Howes, junior. Anne-Marie Garrett, junior. Brianna Mayer, junior. Jenna Mosky, freshman. Emily Schmidt, freshman. Carla Hammond, freshman. Krista Berg, junior. Peter Sicko, senior. Emily May, senior. Monica Bordeaux, senior. I'm Sarah Warden, and I'm a senior.
Andrew Palmer, freshman. Matthew Sylvester, junior. Pat Fromm, junior. Jake Hall, sophomore. Ken Redford, junior.
Ben Siebert, senior.
Eric Edmond, junior. Jonathan Halbenstricker, senior. Andrew Schmidt, senior. Brandon Canal, senior. Kyle Brunner, senior. Bobby Steele, sophomore.
Let's give a round of applause.
The new season started out with voluntary open runs during the months of June and July, with our first official day of practice August 11th. The coaches thought that we needed a team-building activity, so we decided to make a trip to Caseville Park to run the trails in the morning and spend the rest of the afternoon on the beach eating and enjoying the day. Despite the sign warning us about what not to consume, you had to be there, we set out for a fun afternoon. As you can see, we had our bodyguards along for the ride, as well as plenty of food to hold the team over for a few hours. It was time to get down to business following a workout program that centered around what you all grew to love and to look forward to, that ever so popular pace repeats. You embarked on a season that would prove very rewarding. Our first meet was the Birch Run Invitational on August 26th. Now this is a summary, so please sit back and reflect and enjoy, because I will not get into much detail of the meets and not mention too many names or too many times, but I'd like to at least set the stage and let you reflect on the races. The boys and girls cross-country teams traveled to Birch Run Bird Park on Thursday, August 26th for their cross-country opener. I'm proud of every runner on the team because they ran hard races for the first meet of the year. The boys team brought home the first place trophy running against 14 other teams. The girls teams looked great as they finished their first meet of the year in the third place out of 11 teams. As would be common for the remainder of the boys season, senior Ben Siebert would be the top finisher for the boys, with junior Eric Edmond right behind him. Ben was looking great for this early in the season and had lofty goals, shooting for the top of the cross-country record board. I think it was a done deal right about the day one. Junior Eric Edmond also had his sights on getting his name on the top 8 cross-country board this year. I can imagine what Eric was thinking. The number 2 spot on the record board would be fine, for now. Right from the beginning of the season, our freshmen started to shine. 2 freshmen were right behind Sarah Warden and ran an exceptional race for their very first cross-country event. Freshman Carly Hammond and freshman Maria Martouche followed Sarah across the finish line with personal record times of 22:09 and 22:11. I think they surprised themselves on how well they would do because Carly already shattered her original season goal of 23:50, and this would not be the first time that she would have to establish a new goal. All the girls ran well, and I could see each and every one of them reaching the goals that they set for themselves this year. Both teams are learning racing strategy and getting stronger with each practice. It will be exciting to watch them grow and be successful this year. The next meet was the Invitational meet at USA and was held on the grounds of a Christian summer camp not too far from the water. A not too exciting course with loops and no hills. A 5K race was run with juniors and seniors and a separate race for freshmen and sophomores. No team awards were awarded, only an overall award for the fastest combination of the top male and female runner of each school. This honor was taken by Monica Bordeaux and Eric Edmond. Jake Hall and Carly Hammond narrowly missed out on the second place combination finish in the sophomore-freshman race. The rain held off for the first race, but quickly turned into a non-stop downpour in the second race. Isaac had a good run through the rain. Kent Redford came through the line with one shoe on. As Carly crossed the finish line, another runner came across the finish line and slammed into the back of Carly, knocking them both to the ground. Carly got up, but the other runner didn't. It seemed like he might have knocked himself unconscious for a few minutes. The teams traveled to Ovid LC for the Marauder Cross Country Invitational on Wednesday, September 8th. The boys brought home a second-place trophy behind Lansing Catholic. The girls finished a strong 5th place. Many personal records would be set at this meet, including Eric, breaking into the top 7 of all-time runners in Frankenmuth history, with a time of 16:35. It did not take long for Eric to break into the record board, and he's not done yet. A day for records. That's what you could call the Trip to Bath Invitational Cross Country meet on Saturday, September 11th. 8 of our 11 boys set personal records and ran exceptionally well. The boys finished 4th out of the 18 schools, while the girls held up their end for the day in setting 8 personal records and finishing near the middle of the field. As we would soon grow to expect, Ben moved up to the 2nd position behind Graham Wellman, who set a 15:58 back in 1998 on the Frankenmuth all-time cross-country record board by shaving off 20 seconds from his previous best time. Ben clocked a 16:06 on his way to 3rd place finish. Eric lowered his previous best mark by an incredible 24 seconds and moved up the record board into the 4th all-time position on his way to the 4th place finish. Ben and Eric are very dedicated runners and I believe are an inspiration to the rest of the team. They are a coach's dream when it comes to their dedication to running and overall positive attitudes, and it's contagious. Both teams are made up of this type of student athlete, and it's a blessing to have such great kids to work with. Sophomore Jake Hall ran an exceptionally strong race and is getting stronger with every practice, and his dedication is paying off on the course. Junior Kent Redford is a first-year runner, but doing amazingly well. He is a strong runner and is coming into his own on the cross-country course. Junior Pat Fromm rounds out the scoring runners and is one of those runners that will keep chipping away at his times, and he will reach his goal very soon. The girls set 8 personal records on their way to a very good day. Senior runner Sarah Warden led the way, breaking the 21-minute barrier with a 20:58, good enough to earn her medal. Sarah ran a very strong race today and was great to see her break into the 21-minute mark. Sarah is pretty excited about reaching this milestone. Following close behind Sarah was Carly, who continues to shave off time race after race and promises to be someone to watch in the future. That is, in the near future. Maria Martouche started to come into her own, and partly because she runs with Carly in practice and they push one another in meets. It's great to see the freshmen working so well together. The future looks bright for these runners. The teams traveled to Birch Run for our first TVC East Invitational, 1 out of 3. Both teams came out on top of the first TVC East meet hosted in Birch Run. It feels good to come out a double winner. We were expecting the boys to win it all, but it was a pleasant surprise when the girls finished on top. This was a meet where our own Bobby Steele ran in his inaugural race tethered to his guide, assistant coach Dave Siebert. Bobby finished with a time of 33:18. You'll hear more about Bobby in the future. He's our team celebrity. The team traveled to the Chesaning Invitational on September 16th. A little more time needs to be given to this meet. There were too many great times not to repeat them here. Many personal records would fall today in the Chesaning Invitational. There was talk about the course that it may have been a bit short, but as the season progressed, times from the Chesaning meet were reached and surpassed. So in my opinion, it was a valid distance, and we simply had an exceptional day with many runners hitting their mid-season peak times, as planned. The next peak times would come near the end of the season, and more to come on that. The boys' team came out on top on their way to Division 3 and 4 winners. It was an incredible race to watch. Ben and Eric broke the elusive 16-minute barrier with times of 15:51 and 15:57 respectively, finishing 2nd and 3rd. Ben moved to the top of Frankenmuth's all-time cross-country runners record board, with Eric moving into the 2nd slot ahead of longtime record holder Graham Wellman, who set the record of 15:58 back in 1998 at the state meet. There have been many great runners in Frankenmuth, so moving on to the top 2 slots is quite an accomplishment. At this point of the season, we did not plan to change the record boards just yet. We could see more changes coming at the top, including Jake, who broke the 16s with a personal best time of 16:52. The Frankenmuth girls team finished 5th out of 12 teams and also ran very well. More than half of the girls set personal records at this meet, and they just kept on rolling. A strong freshman base has helped push the upperclassmen to keep working hard. It's a great group of young ladies. Leading the team was Carly, who set a personal record of 20:50. Carly has joined Sarah in the 20-minute arena. Other Lady Eagles breaking personal records today were freshman Jenna Matsky, 22:41, and she ended up breaking 8 PRs for the rest of the season. Freshman Kirsty Biddle, 23:08, junior Anne-Marie Barrett, 23:25, senior Emily May, 23:15, junior Claire Eicher, 23:01, junior Christina Barrett, 23:42, and freshman Emily Schmidt, 26:45. She'll also hit about 6 more PRs for the season. Most of the other girls were within seconds of breaking their personal marks. It was a fantastic day for both boys and girls. On September 18th, the boys and girls varsity cross-country teams traveled to Holly for the Nike Holly Invitational, one of the most anticipated cross-country events in Michigan. The girls took to the course, and the team ran in the rainy and wet conditions and finished in a very respectable 11th place. It was a wet experience, but a good one because of the level of competition. A total of 67 teams from around the state attended the Invitational, with 24 teams running in Division III group with Frankenmuth. The boys team gave a great performance running through the wet, muddy, and slippery course and winning the Division III race by 10 points. This was one of those meets where the weather did not cooperate so the team's goal was to run for position and finish in front of as many runners as they possibly could. Our boys did this very well, and it paid off with a first place win. And by the way, boys, thanks for winning me the coach's pen plaque. On September 23rd, we brought our teams home to run on one of the most challenging and hilly courses in Michigan. Our course is very hilly and will wear runners out if they don't pace themselves to make it through all the hills. It's a true cross-country type of race. Our boys captured second place out of 12 schools behind a strong Heritage team. Our girls captured second place behind the Cass City team by less than 10 points. A key milestone was reached in the boys' race when Ben and Eric took the top 2 spots, coming across the line first and second. It's been a long time since someone from Frankenmuth actually won a home meet, so our guys did it with an exclamation point. I'm beginning to see a nice pattern here. Ben and Eric, Ben and Eric, Ben and Eric. This finishing sequence came to be known as our 1-2 punch.
Okay, let's have the parting of the Red Sea.
Another pattern that has been developing for our ladies this season has been the freshman-senior combination for our scoring spots on the team. Freshman girls doing an excellent job consistently earning top spot. 2 of our senior girls, Sarah Warden and Monica Bordeaux, continue to earn top 5 spots on the team. Another freshman, Kirsty Biddle, continues to hover around the 6th and 7th spot. I'm proud of all our runners as they continue to impress me every race. Our second of 3 TVC East Jamborees was held in Cairo on September 28th. We were counting on the boys to have a fairly easy time of it based on their first TVC East race, and they did not disappoint us, winning their second TVC with 22 points. Mind you, a perfect score in cross country is 15 points, and the guys almost pulled that off by earning 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 12th place finishes. Quite a show of strength. The girls' team came into this meet with the first win at TVC race, hoping to repeat. They ran hard and captured a 2nd place, finished 4 points behind the winning Carroll team. With a score tied, the top place for the TVC East will be decided at the Garber TVC Jamboree on October 12th. The team needed a boost of confidence, and results from the October 9th Cass City Invitational helped provide that. The boys and girls teams both won the championship trophies. The girls knew what they had to do in order to keep their chances alive in the TVC East and at the regionals, so this was a meet that they needed to put the theory into practice. The team went out strong at the gun and held their ground very well. They did what they needed to do today, and it paid off with a win. Getting out into the top part of the field is very important so they don't have to make up ground during the race. I'm very proud of all the girls for doing this and getting out hard and winning this invitational. Again, our freshman girls are doing a fantastic job this season and continue to support and push one another in practice in all the meets. It's a great feeling for a coach to have such a young team doing so well. I can picture next year when some of the current JV girls will be moving up into the varsity spots. It's important to have the true leadership on the team. Being a double winner at an invitational is a great feeling, and the team should be proud of that accomplishment. I feel that part of the team's success is because of our assistant coach and the volunteers. We have a cool father-son combination of our team this year, with assistant coach Dave Siebert, Ben's dad, being able to pull from his cross-country days in college and run with the team and help them have quality workouts. We also have 2 volunteers in Tarkington Newman and Ryan Sheehan that also run with the team during workouts and encourage and coach them on the road. I believe this has helped both our boys and girls teams continue to get stronger. October 12th has arrived, and we need wins from both the boys and the girls teams today. The boys' goal was to continue to show a strong front in the TVC, while the girls need to win today to capture the TVC East Championship. The boys' team ran as hoped and finished on top of the TVC East Division with their third of 3 wins at the TVC East meet hosted by Garber. The boys were a very hard team to beat this year in the TVC East meets. It's hard to overcome runners such as Ben, Eric, and Jake, who swept the top 3 positions. All 3 boys were feeling a bit under the weather and tired going into this meet. The TVC Jamborees are always important races for the team, so I'm glad the guys could tough it out and finish at the top as they did in the other Jamborees. It's exciting to watch the team run as well as they do and begin to prepare for the big meets near the end of the season. The girls' race started with a lot of anticipation from both the Frankenmuth and Carroll's girls, since they knew the winner of this meet would be the TVC East champions. Our team went out hard, like they needed to, but Carroll just had a little more than they had at the end. The girls still did very well and brought home a TVC East runner-up honors with a second place finish. This meet actually helped the team refocus and understand that they will need to dig deeper in order to do well through the regional meet October 30th. Off to the long-awaited Reese Invitational with the accompanying tailgate on October 16th. The team and parents look forward to this meet because it has a possibility to be a fast course, and we have a chance to get together as a team and their families and eat plenty of good food. But first, we have to run. The boys and girls cross-country teams did very well at this Invitational. The boys came out on top of the Division B race. Ben captured first place with a time of 16:09, followed in second place by Eric with a time of 16:16. The team is starting to run faster times again just in time for the end of the season races. Mentally, it's great for the team to see the time starting to come back down again. We've told the kids that in cross country, time is not always the measure of a good race, but it's something that is concrete and nice to have. I know that the kids want to see the times. Pat Fromm broke the 19-minute barrier that he has been shooting for with an 18:57 personal record. Bobby Steele took an amazing 3 minutes off his previous best time and clocked a 26:30 personal record, along with his guide, Coach Siebert. In the open race, we also had several parents, coaches, and volunteers run and do it very well. The girls ran a great race and finished second. 5 of the girls ran personal best times and could use this as a needed boost going into the end of the season, with several big races to go, including regionals. Their goal is still centered around qualifying for states as a team, so this race helped them realize that they needed to continue to push forward and they will have to chance to get there. Carly had a personal best time of 20:35, just 9 seconds from making it to the top 8 record board. As a freshman, this is a great goal to have, and I believe she will make it by the end of the season. What a predictor I am. Our JV girls ran strong races with 2 girls setting personal records. Rachel Hoffman liked running the race at Reese so well that she ran 2 races. The first one with her dad in the open race, and again in the JV race. I think it's great that our runners have a chance to run a race with their parents. Those are the memories that you will have with you forever. Rachel, by the way, you still need to beat your dad, so look for those open races next year.
Come on, Mace, let's go! Are you fifth, Kirsty?
Our next meet was the TVC conference meet held at Crooked Creek. This was a much anticipated race for the boys and would serve as a warm-up to the state meet, which would be held November 6th. Many of the top runners in our division are in the TVC teams. The boys team captured second place out of the 21 TVC teams. The boys always run all out in these types of races, and Shepherd's top 5 runners simply placed higher than our top 5 runners today. The boys ran a strategic race to help them decide how they need to run in the states, and they learned a few things today which will help them in November. I think times will continue to be lowered, and we'll see some fantastic times in the next few meets. The top 10 places earned First Team All-Conference. Ben and Eric earned First Team All-Conference.
Number 6, Eric Edmond from Frankenmuth. Number 5, Curtis Hall from Shepherd. Number 3, Ben Siebert from Frankenmuth. Number 2, Trevor Decker from Chesney. And number 1, Caleb Reynard from Shepherd.
Ken and Jake earned Second Team All-Conference.
Number 11, Adam Kaiser.
The girls team captured a very respectable 7th place out of the 21 teams in the TVC overall meet. I think the ladies did an excellent job today, with several personal records being set. Finishing 7th, just 8 points out of the top 5, is a very nice accomplishment. Carly and Jenna earned all conference honors at this meet, with Carly 2nd team and Jenna 3rd team.
And in 30th place, we have Jenna Motzke. Did I do that right? Number 17, Carly Hammond from Frankenmuth.
I'm impressed with our JV squad, as they always run hard and do their best. Running good races is very important to them. An example of this was Krista, who had a personal record today, and she looked strong running. I'm hoping they will continue to push hard throughout the end of the season. It was time for our Saginaw County meet, our second home meet of the year. Both the boys and the girls teams did a great job representing Frankenmuth in our county, with their runner-up performances behind 2 strong heritage teams. Ben and Eric earned 1st team All-County. Jake and Kent earned 2nd team All-County. This is great having 4 of our top 5 runners finishing in the top 14 in the county. The guys ran very well today, and I know the team is looking forward to regionals next Saturday. Their legs are recovering well, and the coaches could tell today that their spirits are up. So the regional race will be an exciting one to watch. The girls team did very well with a 2nd place finish behind Heritage as well. I think the girls should be very proud of how they ran. They got out of the starting blocks very well and kept their positions throughout the race. It was nice to see all 7 of our varsity girls running and finishing in the top 30 at this meet. I know they can do the same thing at regionals next Saturday and qualify for the state meet as a team. That is their goal, and they know that they have to do that, and everyone has to run their personal best in order to get the top 3 of the region. They have the hearts to do it, and I know they are physically in shape to do it. Now all they have to do is do it. Junior Lydia Weiss ran a good race today, using some of the strategies we practiced and discussed, as she would surge ahead, pass runners, and settle back into her pace. Lydia is a strong runner with a lot of determination, and she always has a smile on her face, even when she was running hardest. You cannot help but to smile back. Carly earned 1st team All-County honors by placing in the top 7. Maria earned 2nd team All-County honors by placing in the top 14. Jenna and Monica earned 3rd All-County honors by placing in the top 21. Nice job to all. For the junior varsity race, the girls had a great showing led by senior Emily May. Emily ran a very determined race today with a personal best on her home course with a time of 23:05. Good for 1st place on the JV team. Emily is starting to come on strong at the end of the season, which is very nice to watch. The JV girls run every race hard, and they support everyone on the team very well. It was regional time, October 30th. The boys and girls teams traveled to Goodell's County Park near Port Huron to complete an MHSAA Division III Cross Country Regionals on November 30th. The boys team's goal was to finish in the top 3, but to ultimately win the regionals. Our boys team was leading going into the 2nd mile, with our top 5 scoring runners pacing ahead of each of the Flint Powers runners. We ran tough, but the strong Flint Powers Catholic team showed their depth and edged our guys out at the end. Even with our 5th runner, Andrew Schmidt, running a personal best time of 18:36, we could not quite outplace all of the powerful Flint Powers team. Our guys did a great job and should be proud of their accomplishment. Qualifying for the state meet is always an honor, and having a team qualifying placing 2nd out of 18 teams is something to be proud of. Ben won the race and became a regional champ and set a new course record, clocking a time of 15:52, 1/2 second off his best. It was great to see Ben run strong through the finish and beat the Elmont runner at the end and break the 16-minute barrier for the 2nd time this season. Eric ran his 2nd best time this year with a 16:20 and is poised for states next week. I believe Ben and Eric will be in the top 10 next week, and will see sub-16-minute times. It will be an exciting race. Kent also ran a strong race, setting a personal best time of 17:11 as he finished 10th place. Kent has been a pleasant surprise this year, running 3.1 miles when his previous conditioning was all on a basketball court. Kent is strong, and aerobic conditioning he built playing basketball certainly helped him on our team this year. Kent has been our number 3 or 4 runner all season, and it was great to see him set a personal record at regionals. The girls fell just short of their goal of finishing in the top 3 and qualifying for state. They finished 4th and capped off a great season. I am very proud of how well the girls did meet after meet this season. They were always finishing in the top or near the top, and that is something that they can be very proud of. This is the first time that the freshman girls would line up at a regional meet. Coaches and parents were all counting the runners to make sure everyone was there. But we were missing someone. Everyone was looking around and trying to look for Maria.
Only 6. We're short 1 girl here. Was the coach trying to find her? Where in the heck is she? There she comes. Come on, Maria. Come on, Maria, let's go! So we got a race before the race. There she comes.
Carly ran an exceptionally great race today and finished in 8th place with a time of 20:10. Carly made it on the top 8 times of Frankenmuth history record board and moving right into 5th position. As a freshman, I can see Carly moving to the top of the board by the time she's a senior. But it will take a lot of work and a dedication. 18:52 set by Jenny Barber in 1990 is quite an accomplishment. I see a few other freshmen moving onto that board as well. The regionals opened the day up with the JV teams to participate this year. In the boys JV race, 3 of our 4 runners set personal records. Kyle Bronner ran his final cross-country race and enjoyed his time on the course running a 21:13. Kyle said that this was a fun race for him, and I'm happy that he was able to end the season with a positive note. Freshman Andrew Palmritter ran an impressive race, breaking a 20-minute barrier as a freshman with a 19:37 clocking. Senior Jonathan Harbenstricker ended his cross-country career with a personal record of 21:44, with a great kick in the last 100 meters. Sophomore Bobby Steele ran with his guide, assistant coach Dave Siebert, to a personal record of 25:33. I'm looking forward to what Bobby will be able to do next year. He is very determined and excited about running now. Wayne, Joel, Tom, you better start with your speed training now. The girls' JV had 3 seniors running their final cross-country races, led by Emily May, setting her personal best time of 22:39. Emily was getting stronger at the end of the season and was showing great improvement. Cherie Van Sickle ran her second or third best time of the year with a time of 24:10. Rachel Hoffman also ran her second or third best time of the year with a 26:09. Emily Schmidt also clocked her second best time of the year with a 26:41. Emily is one of the girls on the team that set personal records quite often, especially at the beginning of the season. Congratulations to all the runners on a great season. States, here we come. The boys team placed 4th with 212 points at state finals held in Michigan International Speedway on Saturday. Granville Calvin Christian was a state champion with 107 points, followed by Lansing Catholic 192 and Shepherd with 212. Our team capped off a very good season, actually tying for 3rd place with Shepherd scoring 212 points, but settling in for 4th place based on the tiebreaker. Looking through the record book, this was the highest state finals finish for the boys since the program started back in 1976. The closest prior to this was 1987, when the team, coached by Diane Holmes, was regional champs and placed 10th in the state finals. Frankenmuth has had some very strong boys and girls teams in the past, so this is quite an accomplishment. All of the guys did what they needed to do, and the payoff was super. Ben ended a very strong cross-country career, finishing 3rd place overall, breaking the 16-minute barrier for the 3rd time this year, clocking a 15:56.6. This earned Ben All-State honors for the 2nd year in a row. Ben was All-State last year, finishing 29th.
An All-Stater last year, 29th, Ben Siebert of Frankenmuth.
As has been the case all season long, Eric also turned in a great All-State honors performance, finishing 11th place with a time of 16:08. Eric ran his 2nd fastest time of the season, and it came at a very good time. An 11th place finish in the state finals of 250 runners is an excellent way to end the season. Eric will be someone to watch next year, as 8 of the top 10 finishers were seniors this year. With Eric's dedication to running, I can see him in the 15-minute range next year quite often. Being top in the state is a strong possibility for him next season.
11th, Eric Edmond of Frankenmuth.
Kent and Jake ran very strong races, finishing 60th and 61st, respectively. Kent just edged out Jake as he finished with a personal record time of 16:55.5. It was great to see both Kent and Jake in the 16-minute range. They both handled the last straightaway at MIS very well. It's a huge, probably a half-a-mile stretch along the inside of the racetrack. It's very deceptive if you're not ready for it. This was a great experience for them, and now that they have the state finals race under their belts, they have a good idea of what they need to do next year. Senior Brandon Knoll came through for the team with a personal record of 18:02, placing in 123rd place. Brandon was the 5th runner today and really came through running a personal record by 35 seconds. The difference in those 35 seconds equates to 41 runners that Brandon finished ahead of if he would have just matched his previous best. Every second counts in a state final when there was only tenths of seconds for separating runners at the finish line. At state finals, the 250 runners that were there because they were the best in the region. This was a great way for Brandon to finish his cross-country career. Pat and Andrew finished our scoring runners, with Pat finishing with a record time of 18:40. That's his personal best. Andrew finished the race with 19:05 and 178th place. The team can be proud that they finished their cross-country season with the 4th place finish at the state finals, the highest boys state finals finish in Frankenmuth school history. Carly was our lone girl that qualified for the state finals. Qualifying for states is an awesome thing to do at any time, let alone as a freshman. Carly ran in her inaugural state finals meet, finishing with her second best time ever, clocking at 20:19.3, finishing in 96th place. Carly is one of the top 15 freshmen in the state that will be returning next year. She gained valuable experience and will only help her and her teammates next year. It was a great season for both the boys and the girls. The coaches are very proud of you. It was an honor to be the first-year cross-country coach in Frankenmuth and have such great teams, coaches, and volunteers to work with. Excellent season, teams, and thank you.
Both these young men and these young ladies had a tremendous season this year. The boys cross-country team was TVC East champions, and the girls were TVC East runner-up. Both boys and girls team were second place runner-up in the Saginaw County. The boys took second place in the MHSAA Regionals Division 3, and that second place qualified them for the state finals this year. The girls placed 4th in regionals and just missed making it to the state finals. The boys finished 4th place at the Michigan High School Athletic Association State Finals in Division 3. And also the boys team finished 6th in academic all-state in Division 3 with a GPA of 3.763. That's awesome. On the girls' side, Carly Hammond qualified as an individual for the Division 3 Michigan High School Athletic Association State Finals and finished 5th among all the teams in all the divisions that qualified. 5th. That's truly awesome. Ben Siebert was 3rd in the state finals. Eric Edmond was 11th in the state finals. And Coach Mike Snyder has been nominated, don't know yet if he's won, has been nominated for the 2010 Michigan Interscholastic Coaches Association Coach of the Year for Division 3. And now I will quickly introduce the team. First, we will start with the ladies first. Monica Bordeaux, Rachel Hoffman, Emily May, Cherie Van Sickle, Sarah Warden, Emery Barrett, Christina Barrett, Krista Berg, Claire Eicher, Brianna Mayer, Lydia Weiss, Christy Biddle, Carly Hammond, Maria Marta, Jenna Matsky, and Emily Schmidt. That is the girls' cross-country. And now for the boys' team, Andrew Schmidt, Ben Siebert, Brandon Knoll, Jonathan Hoppenstricker, Kyle Bronner, Nick Moulton, Eric Edmond, Kent Redford, Matt Sylvester, Bobby Steele, Jake Paul, Andrew Baumgartner, Pat Fromm. and Tark Newman.